Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, guys. It's been a long time um, since I've done my last video for some saws, and feels good to be back and able to show a few saws which I've been meaning to put up online for quite some time. And so I did a count the other day, and I have about 70 vintage saws in my collection, not in total, but about 70 which I've never cut with. And so I'm going to try to systematically get through all of them, because like a number of other people have said to me, you know, they really should be used, and it'd be great to get as many head-to-heads on as I can to show just how some of these old saws perform, and also to correct probably some misinformation I've given about some of them in the past, as well as I keep learning and get new information about some of the saws. So this saw is Husqvarna, obviously, and it's one of the Husqvarna 65s, and it's been with me for a long time, and I've been missing a back cover with it for a long time. And so a really nice guy, Rich, shout out, over in West Wales, had a spare one, so now she's been complete and just hanging up, and it's never cut with her. So it's the 48mm piston again with the 36mm stroke, and I was absolutely convinced that this was an A65, and I've always had it hanging in my collection as an A65. And then I've got about 6 different variations of the 65cc engine, and all different tiny design chassis tweaks, and I really genuinely believe that the A65 had started in, I thought they started in 68, and there was a great piece of historical information on one of the arbor sites, and somebody had done some amazing research, and some of the references I've been using, and they do say this is a 68, but in fact it looks as though that the A65 from Husqvarna was a 1966 saw, and that the original one had a slightly different centre of gravity, incredibly, didn't have the front AV mount here, and didn't have the rubber handle mount at the back, as well as didn't have this knuckle guard. And the serial number position was also very, very different. Was, I believe, under the side cover. So this one has the serial number badge adjacent to the muffler, which I believe now denotes this as a B65 as opposed to an A65. So the difference from the 66 model to the 68 model is then the addition of the front AV rubber and the rear AV handle rubber, the moving of the serial number plate to outside of the casing to on top adjacent to the muffler, and then when you get to there's 2 other variations as well, at least. So I believe they had an E variation where that went to, I don't know if that went to Belgium or Yugoslavia. I know Yugoslavia took over the manufacturing, I think, for the L variation, and then the serial number plates moved to above the fuel and oil tank, and a couple of other tiny little mods as well. So here we go then. So this is actually a B65 variation, also interesting, and I don't know I haven't managed to check all of mine yet, but the mufflers are also very slightly different. So the B65, the muffler is bolted to the actual cylinder head on the inside, a little bit like if you're on the steel saws like the 07 and 08. And when you get to the L65, the bolt heads are visible on the outside of the muffler. So just tiny little tweaks which show you there's a slight model designation change. And okay, so I've never cut with her. She's running an 20-inch Oregon, genuine Oregon guide bar, roller nose, and a beautiful vintage semi-chisel Colton chain, which, you know, if you've seen one of my other videos, you know that Mr. Colton used to work for the Oregon chain company. So yeah. Okay, let's see how she cuts. I can't wait to run her. She's just been a hanging and occasionally start her. Always been an amazing running engine. Throttle lock, choke. And I hope, like I say, to systematically run through the 70 or 75 saws that I've never run and steadily upload them, do hopefully some relevant head-to-heads, and right guys, let's see how she cuts. Hit the off switch. Here we go. Oh wow, she cuts, because I've never ever cut with her, she, you never quite know. I thought the chain felt reasonably sharp, and so I don't know how clear that is. She cuts beautifully. Perhaps the train could do with a tiny sharpen, but just a gorgeous revving engine. I'm not sure if I just mentioned then when I was talking about the early versions of the A and the B65. So I think my last 3 or 4 L65s have all had single piston rings, whereas this one has 2 piston rings. So I'm going to take a couple of the baffles off, a couple of the mufflers off of my other 65s and just double check them just to see if there's any other variation. And right, let's try her on a slightly bigger piece of wood. But that's a very satisfying way to cut. Right, so I'm not sure exactly what that is, guys, but I would think this is about 14 inches across, and let's see how she cuts with this. Kill switch, beautiful starting engine. Okay guys, thanks for watching. So there she is, that's my Husqvarna B65. So going up on eBay as a collector's item, starts properly, runs exactly as she should, and hopefully suitable for any guys out there. And love to hear any comments. If any of you got any more history info about the the model designation between the A and the B, the E and the L, I'd love to hear it, because it's a steep learning curve, and it's really nice to know just how the model's changed, and hopefully I'll be able to relay that information in future videos. Alright, hope you're all staying safe, guys. More videos to follow. Bye for now.